Hi, today we are going for Dua Lipa's hand, so very interesting hand. First thing we notice how broad it is, how squarish it is. So when it is, sorry about that, when it is squarish, it means that the person, they are very practical and very down to earth. So that's what it means by the squarish palm. And then if we see that the mounts, now the mount of Saturn is taking a lot of space, so is the mount of Jupiter. But first let me tell about Saturn. When Saturn is very developed on the palm, the person, if they are artistic, she is of course an artist, she must write her own songs. I don't know much about her, but if she writes her own songs, they might be very lonely, morbid, depressed, those kind of, on the dark side of life. I'm not sure if this is actually what her songs are about, because I don't listen to her, but she has this talent of writing morbidly depressed songs, and anything to do with loneliness and all these things, and anything to do with like depression or anything, she can express that side of life, the dark side of life, very well. And then we see the Jupiter mount, we see that it is taking a lot of space, so this shows her ambition. She is very ambitious, but the Jupiter finger is low set, so she, especially in her early life, because if we see here, we see that the headline and lifeline are joined for a very small while. So this means in her early life, very young age, she was not that sure about herself. She was had a bit of self-esteem issues and such. So this is just only relating to the early age, like childhood. But afterwards, she because the headline separates from the lifeline very early on. So just in her teenage years, she was able to conquer her what do you say, inferiority complex. So she was able to beat that. And then we also look at the other lines. So if we see here, we see that the fate line, the sun line. The sun line is starting from the lifeline. So what does it mean? It means a self-made person. So they get fame from their own endeavors. And then we see that the lifeline is also very strong. It's going all the way downwards and not breaking at all. So this means she is very healthy, and she is very fit, and she must exercise a lot because the palm is also squarish, and she is likely to maintain her figure into her old age as well. And then we see that the heart line is a bit going upwards, but not too much, and then it's going like it's mostly straight, but it's a bit upward. So she is romantic at heart. She also would like a partner who is romantic, but it's starting from Saturn. So remember that whenever it starts from Saturn, the person is materialistic, and they only let a few people know the real her. So very less people know who the real Dua Lipa is. She must have only one or two close friends. So it's like that. So but it's upward sloping. So she is more expressive, and she likes to have someone who is expressive like her. But she is also has a tendency, because the headline is going a bit downward, so she also has a tendency of becoming a bit depressed, lonely, and she might have must right now even suffer from loneliness and depression. That is on her palm, I see as well, because the dark side of her palm is quite prominent. But which is the most developed is of course Jupiter. You see how much space it is taking, so that means she is very ambitious. So if one word to describe her would be ambitious, and for her career matters most of all. That's why the hardline is starting from Saturn, because she is career oriented. So that means a lot. She is also very open-minded to different cultures. That is shown by the heartline and headline having space between them, having quite good space. So she is open-minded to different cultures, different people. She likes like she is a worldly person. So there's that as well. And also she is very serious about life, because her Saturn finger is quite long. It's extremely long. This means she's quite serious about her like if you were to work with her, she would be very serious, and you would be surprised by, oh my god, how serious is this person. Even though when she's not working, she will be very offbeat, very casual, very easygoing, but when she starts working, she will be very serious, like she like two sides of the personality. So that's also a reason for her success. Her talent is shown by the Apollo finger, which is quite long. She also has sensitive padding over the fingers, which shows that she's, as I said, suffers most probably from depression or loneliness or these other things, but she's improving because her lifeline is strong. It's improving. The headline is strong, the heartline is strong, so all the lines are strong. So this means that she's gradually coming, like beating those things. She's also a perfectionist. This is shown by the shape of the thumb, and she's also stubborn because the will phalange is also very strong. And she's overall an artistic talent, because if we see that the Mercury finger, if we see, it's tapering outwards, so it's also shaped like it's going outwards. So this is why her like music, which I've heard of, is kind of like, I think, Lady Gaga's, which is like very extravagant, very offbeat, very different. So this shows her different type, crazy type persona in her songs, which I've heard about, but I don't listen to her, so I don't know. So that is also shown by her Mercury finger, which is going outward. So this is showing her independence of action, and this is the independence of thought, and this is the independence of action, the space between the Mercury and Apollo finger, and that is the index and Saturn finger. So those are the spaces which show independence of thought, independence of action. So there's that as well. And then if we see the overall poem, she is likely to have 2 children because the Venus mount is developed, so she's likely to have at least 2 children in her lifetime, at least. Maximum we don't know how many, but overall if she marries someone, that person will also be very serious because she likes serious people. She might also like older people older than her, she might get attracted to because she likes mature people. So won't be surprised if she gets into a relationship with someone much older than her. That won't also be surprising. So this is all I can say for Dua Lipa's poem. Very interesting poem. She needs to take it easy. She needs to because she's overworked, she's very serious about her work. So if she becomes less serious, that's good for her, becomes more easygoing in her work. She's easygoing in normal life, but when she works very seriously. She might even be classified as an overworker, a workaholic. So it's better that she takes it easy. But overall, a very interesting poem and very talented. So no surprise that she has reached the apex of her career so early on in her life. Thank you so much for recommending this poem. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Goodbye.